Greetings, everyone. You have certified personal growth and development coach and certified law of attraction specialist Keith Young here, once again with another end of the year personal growth and development message. So it's almost New Year's time, and most people set New Year's resolutions. That's their routine. That's their pattern, their New Year's pattern. And as we all know, most people do not keep New Year's resolutions. So I want to give you a different perspective on setting resolutions this year. If you set resolutions, that is, or goals or whatever it is, just something else to think about. So do you have a New Year's pattern? Do you even think about having one? First, let's talk about the New Year's pattern that most people follow. So every December, the regular gym goers knows what's about to happen in January. They know that a lot of people have yet again made their New Year's resolutions of losing weight, and they'll show up in January. Of course, they all start out with good intentions, and usually by mid-February, the regular gym goers now have their gym back to themselves. Some of the most common New Year's resolutions are to get organized or to lose weight, quit smoking, spend more time with the family, getting out of debt, etc., etc. Now, probably you know this, but the success rate for these resolutions are extremely low. So why don't these resolutions work? Well, most resolutions don't work is that they address only one level of your life. And I'll get to this, what I'm talking about there in just a second. Also, you've probably trained your subconscious mind to fail whenever you set a goal or a resolution by always failing to keep any of your resolutions. So your subconscious mind is saying to itself when you set a resolution, oh, here's another resolution. So we're supposed to fail at this, so let's make sure that we do just that. And then self-sabotage kicks in, and another year goes by, and we are at the same place as the beginning of the year. Now, the be, do, have model is what you want to model your goals after, as this covers all levels of your life. And I like to call them goals rather than resolutions, just so you know. So in other words, I will do this thing, let's say lose weight, so I can have this other thing, which is self-esteem, and I can be this thing, which is more confident. The best model for creating positive changes in your life is the be, do, have model. What this means is that if you want to expand your life or change your life, you must start from the be level of the be, do, have model. When you begin changing on the be level of your life, then the do level and the have level just follow a lot more easier. And when you start on the do level, as most people do, it actually blocks the be level and will soon become the obstacles that you just can't overcome. So a better New Year's ritual, rather than creating New Year's resolutions, which is the ritual for most people, why not start a better New Year's ritual? And this is what I want you to think about. Instead of resolutions, think about choosing a word that will guide you throughout the year, will be your guiding light throughout the year. It will remind you to live your life at the be level. Now, you still need to take action. Your actions should be inspired from the be level, and you should be inspired to take more action than ever. Your intention is very powerful. Resolutions often come from our thoughts and are motivated by a lot of shoulds. I should weigh less. I should be making more money. I should get out of debt. These shoulds puts out negative energy and creates a scarcity mindset, where a word, however, contains positive energy and images and meaning. And these are the things that we can get excited about, our heart can get excited about. And this is how true transformation begins. And this is how you should start to expand your life. So just how do you choose a word? Well, when it comes to choosing a word of the year, there's great feeling that happens, and a word just locks it in, and you know it's right. You feel it. It's a little scary and a little perfect, and I want you to experience that kind of feeling. So I'm going to briefly go through 5 guidelines so I don't make this long video for choosing your word of the year. Your guideline 1 is to choose just one word. Now, I point this out because most people think that they cannot possibly contain this huge excitement, this spirit of theirs in one tiny word, then I need at least 3 or 4, but that's exactly why you're stuck. When you try to focus on 3 different things, you have a tendency to get scattered. So just choose one word. Guideline number 2 is be authentic no matter what. Just allow yourself to shine through in your word. Let it be totally you. And I know it can be a little scary and surprising at times, but you might be surprised that the word that you actually come up with is really you. Some of your past words were generic, such as creativity and power and clarity. So be authentic in choosing your word. And guideline number 3 is let your word amplify your awareness. I chose money or wealth and it hasn't happened yet, so what's up, you're saying to yourself. Well, does that sound like something you would say or you would hear somebody say? It probably means that you have the slightest bit of a challenge with letting things evolve and unfold around you. Probably you're a control freak. So make sure that you let your word amplify your awareness. And number 4 is commit to the clarity that you would like to have, that you imagine out on a special night with your partner, as an example, or you go to your favorite restaurant. You sit down at the table, read over the menu. When the server arrives and you order your poached salmon, the waiter goes off to the kitchen to let the kitchen know your order, but 5 minutes later, you might be thinking, I'm not into the poached right now. I never do that, right? So you call your server back over, and then you order the scallops. And the server then runs to the kitchen, changes your order, and the list goes on. Commit to clarity on what you want your year to look like in your word. And the final thing is, don't worry about the how. Clarity does not mean you have to know the how. Don't go to the kitchen of the restaurant to make sure they're using the right kind of poacher recommended by Emerald or Rachel Ray. You just know that you asked for it poached, and it'll be poached. In other words, do not micromanage your how. Micromanaging will only lead to your frustration. So those are the quick 5 guidelines that I suggest you use in choosing your word of the year. Start your new ritual off in the coming year with choosing your word of the year. How do you want to live your life over this next year? Now, if you'd like some help with choosing your word, and I'll go over more in depth these 5 guidelines with you, just schedule a free discovery session with me at keith@innergamemagic.com. Go to my website to get a free audio on manifesting, innergamemagic.com as well. And if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, make sure you either subscribe to my channel or make sure you like the video and follow me on Facebook. Click that like button up there, and also on Instagram. And as always, wishing you much abundance, prosperity, and success in this new coming year.